Welcome to the Kielder Observatory Podcast. I'm Ian Brannan. Alongside me is Director of Astronomy at Kielder Observatory, Dan Pye. It is a good time for opening new parts of the Kielder Observatory experience.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah. We did choose this time. Well, the reason why we chose this time of year actually is because if we'd have done it in winter, it would have been much higher risk of bad weather. It would have been really dark.
Nobody would be able to see each other.
Nobody would be able to see each other. Exactly. We would be revealing this place, but nobody would be able to see it.
The beauty of the dark sky park.
Yeah. So we thought we probably should do this in summer instead, preparing for winter.
So what we're talking about is the new experience that's opened at the Twice Brewed Inn, which is right on Hadrian's Wall, and we'll bring you more from that official opening because there was all sorts of dignitaries present, not least Robson Green of Robson and Jerome fame.
We have Kielder, and I've been there many times, and you know the story that Kielder has to tell is an extraordinary one. But you know, you're even bringing it closer to home here at Twice Brewed, so people from Holtwhistle and Hexham and Carlisle, and of course further afield, can come and look up into the night sky and with awe and wonder and be amazed.
And I didn't know, but he's a keen rocketeer. And had I have known this prior to Sunday, I probably would have tapped into that a little bit more and asked him to make us a rocket, because we launched a bottle, which was lovely, and the team did a very good job of making the bottle look wonderful and stuff. But yeah, he is a very keen rocketeer, and he's loved space for a very long time. I mean, many people would say that it was really Robson Green featuring us on his Tales of Northumberland, or Northumberland Tales, or I always forget the name of it, but back in 2012, Kielder Observatory was on his TV show, and from that point on, we had this huge surge in interest in coming to the observatory. So he's possibly even the reason why the observatory took off as much as it did in the first place as well. So it was a great character to have to come and launch, the most appropriate person, you could say, to come and launch the new experience. And to name a telescope after, which was really just an excuse to try and get him to come along.
And it works.
And it did.
And it works. So Robson Green, we'll hear from him shortly. But first of all, let's talk about everything else that's happening in space. And at this time of year at Kielder Observatory, because, of course, as we mentioned at the start of this, you've got to wait till quite late now for it to get proper dark. But there are things that you can spy with your eye as you look towards the skies later on.
Spy with your eye.
Spy with your eye. I spy. That might catch on.
I spy with my eye with Dan Pye.
There you go. You've just taken it to a whole new level. Wow. I spy with Dan Pye. Okay. So, Dan Pye, what can you spy in the sky?
Oh,
tonight.
Yes. Tonight.
Well, not necessarily tonight. Yeah. This month.
We've got around about the 9th of June. There is two things happening, actually, on the 9th of June. There is Mercury, which is going to be at its greatest elongation, which means that you'll be able to see it just after sunset. Quite low on the horizon, but just after the sun sets, really quite low on the horizon, you might just see a little spot of light, a little star. Mm-hmm. That there is Mercury. And then next to that, not too far away, you can see two even brighter stars that are quite close together.
I've seen these, I think.
Yeah, you will have. They've been hanging around for a while, and they're getting closer and closer and closer and closer. Then on the 9th of June, they'll get to their closest point, and this is Venus and Jupiter, what we call conjunction, which means that they're just really close to each other. But they're not really.
What, 700 million miles, something like that?
700 million miles, something like that between them.
Fair old trek on the sat-nav.
And they're on the other side of the sun at the moment as well, which, well, kind of on the other side of the sun to us. So they are really, really, really far away. But I love seeing Venus with the naked eye, and I love seeing it through a telescope. But I love seeing it with the naked eye because it's one of the brightest objects in the sky in general. The third brightest object. There's sun, moon, Venus. That's it.
You can definitely see it, can't you? It's the first thing pretty much now when it gets dark this time of year. So you'll see that. So that's Mercury joining the party as well.
Yeah, Mercury joining the party.
Good stuff. So that's something you can definitely easily check out. What
Yeah.
else is going on this time of year then as we head through June?
Ooh, noctilucent cloud season.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This is your favourite time of year.
It is, and last year I was really disappointed because there wasn't really any, and this year I haven't seen any yet because it kind of starts around May and goes through to mid-August. So I would expect to start seeing some really good noctilucent cloud activity around about now. I remember a few years ago, in fact it was about 8 years ago, coming back from the United States and seeing the noctilucent clouds across towards the north as we were coming across the Atlantic. And they are spectacular to see. What these are is not a space phenomenon, but they're kind of related to a space phenomena because they are bits of meteor dust that collect in the mesosphere. Meteors, they typically burn up mostly in the mesosphere, which is a region of our atmosphere above 50 miles. And in that region, all of this dust collecting over the year and then water vapour clinging to it and freezing in the mesosphere because it's the coldest time of year during the summertime, the northern hemisphere summertime for the mesosphere, because all of that hot air is down on the ground and the colder air is up above. It's that exchange of placement of heat and cold. It freezes the little water blobs that have developed around these little bits of dust. And then when the sun gets to a very specific angle over the other side of the horizon, you can see it illuminate these clouds at midnight, like somewhere between 11 a.m. and 2 a.m. 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. These clouds are usually at their best. And they are literally clouds that shine at night. That's why we call them noctilucent clouds, meaning night shining cloud.
And you look at these things and you think, oh, I can see some clouds. And and then you look at your watch and it'll be like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. You think, I should probably, do I normally see clouds at this time of night? And not that bright. No. And that's what it is. So look out for it. Out for it.
Webby they are. They're really interesting patterns, and they're the highest clouds that you can see.
Look out for them. You definitely get them in the north, particularly. But have a look out for the noctilucent clouds and let us know how you get on. Send us your pictures, if you will, and we can verify. Nice. Or Dan will be happy to verify if you've seen a noctilucent cloud or just a bit of cumulonimbus. We'll check that out for you. So there's some things to look out for this time of year. Nice and easy this time of year. And of course, there's plenty of different events that you can book onto now, not just at the main Kielder Observatory site, but now at Twice Brewed, which is officially open. Now, you may have been already. It's been open since the back end of last year, but now officially open. And
it looks pretty.
It does.
We've made it very Instagrammable.
Yeah. And it's got the bonus of having a pub next to it.
Exactly. And this summer, we have specifically designed some events to run at the time that the bus runs. So you now can officially get a bus from Newcastle to the Twice Brewed Inn, have an event and come home. Yes, it's not dark enough, but you can still have their kids' events. So it's a kids' event that you can have at the Twice Brewed Inn by getting the bus.
Superb. So now it's not inaccessible for anyone. Nope. You can get the bus from the centre of Newcastle to the Twice Brewed Inn, take in the event, and back in time for closing time at Greg's.
That's it.
Possibly. I don't want to quote myself on that. But there we go. So look out for the details of that. And right now, let's hear. Well, we'll hear some of the speeches as well. But first of all, let's hear from Robson Green, who Dan caught up with on that official opening.
Who is as decorated as this beautiful observatory? And we thought, Robson Green.
Thanks, Dan. I'm only here because I'm cheap. Let's be honest. But no, it's lovely to think that, one of the best places in the world, of course, Europe, to view the universe and the cosmos is here in Northumberland. Yeah. And, we have Kielder, and I've been there many times, and the story that Kielder has to tell is an extraordinary one. But you're even bringing it closer to home here at Twice Brewed, so people from Holtwhistle and Hexham and Carlisle, and of course further afield, can come and look up into the night sky and with awe and wonder and be amazed. And what I love about places like this, Because I do think we constantly need to be reminded, like you told me, you know, the language of light, that we're all made of star stuff.
Yeah.
That we're all made of the remnants of exploding stars, and we all carry a little bit of the universe within us. I think is an important thing to remind people about, because I think a lot of people believe that the universe and the cosmos and stars and astronomy doesn't belong to them, because maybe the voices they're surrounded by are not like yours. And that's what they need. They need to be inspired, and they need to be reminded how extraordinary Northumberland is for viewing the cosmos and learning about it and starting to answer all those really important and existential questions. Why we're here, what are we made of? Knowing you over the years and how you can articulate something incredibly complex and interesting and nuanced to people from all walks of life, young and old, is a wonderful thing to be alongside.
You know, it's sometimes, I love it when people tell me this, because sometimes it becomes a little bit like wallpaper. You kind of get so used to the universe and the numbers, and you forget the impact and what it really means about what we do as science communicators. And you're right, Northumberland is one of those places that you can come to and enjoy the night sky, reconnect with the universe. Yeah. And that's something that we're losing in society in general, because we've got light pollution, which, by the way, did you know Newcastle is at fault for this? Because Newcastle was the first electrically illuminated street in the world.
Well, I know Crowdside was the first electrically powered house in the world, but Newcastle was the first street.
I think it was Moseley Street in Newcastle, or somewhere around the Moseley Street area, just next to the Lytton.
As long as they don't bring it to Northumberland, I don't care.
Yeah, that's it. No Sainsbury's, no big lights. If you've got a castle, downlight it.
But it is interesting, and I'm sure you know when you're in a location in Northumberland, you can see the orange glow. The further east you go, can't you? The further towards the coast, you starts to turn orange, doesn't it? Yeah. And obliterates what we all know and sometimes take for granted here. Because I've been fortunate enough to travel to a lot of countries around the world, and I've observed the night sky in Chile, and I've observed the night sky in Australia and Peru, and many parts of South America, and many parts of the Southern Hemisphere.
All the places that I want to go to.
And these places are on par with Kielder.
Really?
They are. You mean, that cross-section of the Milky Way is just as good here.
Amazing.
If not sometimes better,
Really?
So, and I think it's all about reminding people, I'm an actor and I do a lot of drama on TV and film, but I've done a lot of stage work. And, the reason why we keep doing Shakespeare is to remind people of how good the writing is and how it reminds us about our place in the world.
Yeah. And
we just got to keep telling the story of what you guys do on a monthly, if not yearly basis,
What does the night sky mean to you then?
Well, like millions of others in 1969, I watched Neil Armstrong take one small step for mankind.
I don't believe that. You can't be that old.
I did. And I remember the time. Well, it was the 20th of July in America, but it was the 21st of July here when he stepped foot on it. And I think it was 3:53 in the morning. I do see the 3:53, but it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and we were all sat around a black and white TV set in Wansbeck Road. I think the TV was nicked. But I don't know. And we all sat around it watching this extraordinary event take place. And then that same year, there was a children's TV show came out called The Clangers. And the Clangers were these pink knitted creatures that...
With all silly sounds.
With all silly sounds, but they talked about serious subjects, about space and about life and about, serious concepts that they never pandered in any way, but dealt with in a really kind of peaceful and curious way that was enjoyed by adults and children alike. And that made me look up and think about the sky and the stars and what it means to us. Because we all seek validation. We all want to know about our identity and our place in the world. And space is an avenue into that. I learned that at a very early age. So I started following Carl Sagan, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and watching all those shows about space. And I continue to do that. And, you know, I had binoculars, a decent set of binoculars, watching stars and stuff. And there's just something incredibly normal and inherently primal about looking up and staring at the stars, because I just think it's home. I do. You remind us of that, and it is a fact. They're the elements we're made from. So that in itself encourages you to look up. Do you know what I mean?
It does. And it's interesting what you say there, that it's a normal thing to do, to look up at the night sky, because it really is. I mean, looking up at the night sky has been something that we've done for millennia, to seek information in many cases. What time of day is it? When should we pray? Is there going to be a full moon tonight? Does that mean that something's going to happen to the pharaoh? Let's protect them. All of these different meanings that we've tried to get from the night sky, and yet now that normality is not normality anymore. Our normality is looking down at the ground. Yes. But really, no, it should feel normal to look up at the sky, but it doesn't now.
But I think people like yourself, places like the Kielder Observatory experience here at Twice Brewed, Kielder Observatory, you know, is an avenue and a corridor that will continue to encourage people to look up. And we've just got to keep doing it. It's hard work, because, you know, a lot of people are looking down at other things rather than being interested in something that we refer to as something quite normal, that, you know, is so mesmeric, but at the same time, just... it's part of us, and we're connected to it, and tells us who we are, where we're from. Because we're all, when we're on our own, we're going, what's it all about? Yeah. And I'm sure the answers lie there.
Yeah,
you know? I'm sure they do.
I had that moment the other night, actually, of just, you know, why am I really bothered about this? Robson Green's coming. We're opening a new venue. Does it all really matter? No, it doesn't. Just a little.
But I don't know about you, but when, you know, knowing a few things about our solar system and the kind of elliptical paths that the planets take, there's something incredibly comforting about the sunrise and the sunset, and when Venus appears when it does, and when Uranus appears when it does, and when the stars are in certain alignment, or when the planets are in certain alignment. There's something incredibly reassuring about that, and likable about it. Yeah. And you get that dopamine hit that young kids are looking for on phones. Yeah. You guys can still provide it. Yeah. It's just, you're up against stiff competition.
Stiff competition, yeah, that's it. That's where these new smart telescopes, I know you hate them, and I hate the idea of the smart telescopes.
Well, just like this, it's like just phoning the astronomy in, isn't it? No, it's like, I'm completely against AI and anything like that, do you know what I mean? I am.
But it does kind of give us a little bit of a
come in, Dan. Come on, son.
Come on in, Dan. You can
come on, son. You can come in. Another Dan.
Hello, Anna. You all right?
Hello.
All right. We'll wrap up then.
We'll wrap up. Why? We're losing them. Get your clogs on. We're losing them. Get the orange dress out, Dan. We're losing them. Yeah. Always leave them wanting more, Dan.
That's true. It's just cut off mid-sentence. That's it. We're done. What was I saying?
What were you saying?
I was saying about... What was I saying?
The universe is expanding.
This microphone.
Oh, the phone. That was it.
Yeah, it's phone.
I was saying that the way that we are really struggling at the moment is we're struggling to connect with people because we're showing them things through telescopes, and they're going, is that it? But then we show them through... We've got this really clever lens, and when you look through it, it's got a camera built into it, and it shows you an image, an enhanced image of what it is that you're looking at, so you can see more detail. Okay. And they're blown away by that.
Great.
But it's not the real thing. It's an image of the thing. Mm-hmm. But we know now that this is the way that people are used to consuming content. So I kind of pivoting to a different mindset now of these things are opening up our potential to engage with people who are now otherwise distracted by this digital age, and then trying to bring them back to the dark sky spaces.
Well, you know, I was inspired by Neil Armstrong and the Clangers. So you are modern day Neil Armstrong and the Clangers, and you guys. Now you guys do extraordinary work of bringing something incredibly complex and nuanced to the attention of young and old from all walks of life. And you remind people that the universe does belong to them, to everybody. You know, you brought the outer limits closer to home. And that's a really, really lovely and important thing. And it's something that, you know, when people come here, you will be inspired. How can you not be? I mean, my goodness, look what's behind you. It's Robson's reflector.
Robson's reflector,
which was going to be called Robson's gaze. However, Dan very diplomatically told me, he went, Robson's gaze. He went, you know, when you say it out loud, it sounds incredibly misleading and a bit creepy.
That's exactly
True.
We've even painted this for you as well. We've reconditioned it. But the good thing about this telescope is that this is a historic telescope.
Yeah,
this was the first one at Kielder Observatory, so it is a very special telescope to us.
14-inch reflector.
14-inch reflector.
With a solar filter in it
with
at the moment. Because the sun's out.
Kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Robson Green, for coming.
You're welcome, Dan Pye.
And that's it. We're done.
That's it. Always leave them wanting more, Dan.
That's it.
We nailed it. We'll have our own show after this, I promise you.
We will.
Robson Green there chatting to our own Dan Pye, and then there was various speeches, weren't they? So you had all the great and good there assembled, and well, you're one of them. We'll hear from you shortly.
I don't think mine was that good, though.
Well, I say great and good in terms of the those that gathered, not necessarily how good the speeches were. Anyway, judge for yourself. We'll start off with the CEO of Kielder Observatory. This is Lee Venus.
Real name.
It is real name. I mean, what a coincidence.
So this is a remarkable place to open an observatory. It's not just because of the warm welcome, the beautiful setting, but because it sits between two boundaries. So just over there, we've got Hadrian's Wall, one of the most famous boundaries in history. But we're also sitting just inside the boundary of Northumberland International Dark Sky Park. So this is home to some of the darkest skies in Europe and officially the most pristine dark skies in England. So here on this side of the line, which is kind of just down there somewhere, communities, organisations, businesses have worked together to protect the incredibly precious night sky. Beyond it, light pollution continues to expand at an extraordinary rate. So the night sky is getting brighter by almost 10% per year globally. At that rate, a child who's born today may lose more than half the visible stars from the sky by the time they reach adulthood. And the frightening thing is that in many urban areas, children are already grown up seeing only a few dozen stars above their heads. But here in Northumberland's Dark Sky Park, it's still possible on a clear, moonless night when the weather permits it, to see between 2,500 and 4,500 stars with the naked eye. And that contrast tells us that what we do is about a lot more than just astronomy. We're here to help people reconnect with a night sky that much of the modern world is slowly losing. We work with our international partners to help protect one of humanity's oldest sources of wonder and connection with the natural world. And night after night, our brilliant team creates incredible experiences of awe, curiosity and perspective for thousands of people every single year. So at Kielder Observatory and now here at Twice Brewed Inn, we have the privilege of helping people reconnect with the night sky that ultimately belongs to them. And we do that not only here under the darkest of skies, but in schools, communities and urban areas where that connection can feel even more distant. So this new observatory is an exciting step in bringing those experiences to even more people while strengthening Northumberland's reputation as a world-class destination for science, culture, landscape and tourism. Kielder Observatory is always going to be our home. But here we can bring together dark skies, hospitality, heritage, landscape and astronomy in another place, creating another way for people to experience the wonder of the universe. And one of the things our incredible team has always done is break down boundaries between science and people, between experience and curiosity, and between the universe and those who feel that science, learning or astronomy are not for them. We see this all the time at the observatory. Every night somebody looks up, sees another planet or a distant stellar nursery, or understands the scale of the universe for the first time, and every night our team watch wonder and connection with the cosmos happening right in front of us. And that matters, because when people feel a true connection to the night sky and they understand what they risk losing, they're more likely to want to help us protect it. Most importantly, places like this create memories. They create moments where families, friends and strangers stop, they look up together, and they share a sense of awe that previous generations simply took for granted. And that sense of wonder matters today more than ever. So I'm delighted we have the opportunity to celebrate that wonder together with you all here this afternoon. So before we hear from Robson, I'm delighted to welcome Hexham MP Joe Morris to come and say a few words.
Thanks, Lee, and thank you to everyone for making the journey out. Thank you to the Twice Brewed for hosting us. Thank you to all the friends and partners of the observatory, and for the many patient people at the observatory who've been explaining the science to me behind the work that's been done. It's been a privilege over the past couple of years to be your Member of Parliament, to speak to the incredible hospitality businesses that we have here, to the scientific organisations that we have, and to see the kind of spirit of community that is brought together by the Dark Skies project. And I think as the MP for the constituency with the most stars in England, I'll shortly be going down to London to advocate for that. And I've had some absolutely wonderful conversations with Lee, with his team, with his colleagues, about not just the importance scientifically, but the importance economically of the Dark Skies area and preserving it, because I know that it's not just the wonder that we have, which is worth celebrating in and of itself, but also the jobs that it underpins, the experiences that it underpins, and the ability to put Northumberland on the map to the rest of the country and the rest of the world as a place to come, to spend your time, to spend your money, and also to have those experiences that Lee's spoken of so powerfully. And when we're reflecting on some of the quite concerning statistics about youth unemployment, I think it's particularly important to remember the wonders that the Dark Skies Zone brings to hospitality sectors and the work that they do to back young people into their often first job. So I just want to say that I will be advocating to make sure that we can do what we can about light pollution. I'll be taking that up with DEFRA, and Lee's going to help me write some written questions in the near future. I'll be looking at how else we can make sure this is put on the national agenda, and I may be dropping you a line, Robson, to ask some help with that as well.
No worries, mate.
Thank you very much.
For those of you, I should have probably introduced myself at the very beginning. My name is Dan Pye. I'm Director of Astronomy and Science Communication and Deputy Chief Exec here at Kielder Observatory. And you can all leave now. No, I'm joking.
Well, that was profound. Well done, Dan. It is now all open now, and you can book if you head to the Kielder Observatory website, kielderobservatory.org, and, you can find all the information and get booking now.
You get transferred to the Twice Brewed Inn's website, and you can also book, if you want, your dinner at the same time.
I can recommend the pie.
I can recommend the Sunday lunch. I had that on Sunday. It was very nice.
It's a good day to have
the
it.
The pie or the burgers are very good as well.
There you go. And the Kielder Observatory beer?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you can't get the Kielder Observatory beer at Twice Brewed.
You can't?
Not yet.
Oh.
But you can definitely get that from the Kielder Observatory.
Yes.
And then take it to the Twice Brewed.
Surely they won't have a problem with that. But yes, of course, Twice Brewed has its own brewery attached.
Yes.
So something for all the family. And you can stay over as well.
You can, yeah.
Check it out. All the details, kielderobservatory.org, and we hope to see you very soon. Thanks, Dan, and we will catch up again in July, where it'll be Eye in the Sky with Dan Pye in July.
Wow. It's too good not to be a thing.
See you later, folks.
Bye-bye.